Man teaches by God's power. I once asked Kashab, "Why have you written about me?" He said that it would bring people here. But man cannot teach by his own power. One cannot conquer ignorance without the power of God. At one time 2 men were engaged to wrestle. One of them was Hanuman Singh and the other a Musalman from the Punjab. The Musalman was a strong, stout man. He had eaten lustily of butter and meat for 15 days before the day of the wrestling match. And even on that day, all thought he would be the victor. Hanuman Singh, on the other hand, clad in a dirty cloth, had eaten sparingly for some days before the day of the match and devoted himself to repeating the holy name of Mahavir. On the day of the match he observed a complete fast. All thought that he would surely be defeated. But it was he who won, while the man who had feasted for 15 days lost the fight. What is the use of printing and advertising? He who teaches men gets his power from God. None but a man of renunciation can teach others. I am the greatest of all fools. Quote, all laugh. A devotee. Then how is it that the Vedas and the Vedanta, and many things besides, come out of your mouth? Master, smiling. During my boyhood I could understand what the sadhus read at the Lahaz house at Kamarpukur. Although I would miss a little here and there. If a pundit speaks to me in Sanskrit I can follow him. But I cannot speak it myself. To realize God is the one goal of life. While aiming his arrow at the mark, Arjuna said, I see only the eye of the bird and nothing else, not the kings, not the trees, not even the bird itself. The realization of God is enough for me. What does it matter if I don't know Sanskrit? The grace of God falls alike on all his children, learned and illiterate, whoever longs for him. The father has the same love for all his children. Suppose a father has 5 children. One calls him Baba, some Ba, and some Pa. These last cannot pronounce the whole word. Does the father love those who address him as Baba more than those who call him Pa? The father knows that these last are simply too young to say Baba correctly. Since this injury to my arm a change has been coming over my mind. I have been feeling much inclined to the Naralila. It is God himself who plays about as human beings. If God can be worshipped through a clay image, then why not through a man? Once a merchant was shipwrecked. He floated to the shore of Ceylon, where Bibhishana was the king of the monsters. Bibhishana ordered his servants to bring the merchant to him. At the sight of him Bibhishana was overwhelmed with joy and said, Ah, he looks like my Rama, the same human form. He adorned the merchant with robes and jewels, and worshipped him. When I first heard this story, I felt such joy that I cannot describe it. Vaishnavcharan said to me, if a person looks on his beloved as his Ishta, he finds it very easy to direct his mind to God. The men and women of a particular sect at Siambazar, near Kamarpukur, say to each other, whom do you love? I love so and so. Then know him to be your God. When I heard this, I said to them, that is not my way. I look on all women as my mother. I found out that they talked big but led immoral lives. The women then asked me if they would have salvation. Yes, I said, if you are absolutely faithful to one man and look on him as your God. But you cannot be liberated if you live with 5 men. Ram. I understand that Kedar Babu has recently visited the Kartabaha's place. Master. He gathers honey from various flowers. To Ram, Nityagopal, and the others. If a devotee believes 100% that his chosen ideal is God, then he attains God and sees him. People of bygone generations had tremendous faith. What faith Haladari's father had. Once he was on the way to his daughter's house when he noticed some beautiful flowers and vilwa leaves. He gathered them for the worship of the family deity and walked back 5 or 6 miles to his own house. Once a theatrical troupe in the village was enacting the life of Rama. When Kaikeyi asked Rama to go into exile in the forest, Haladari's father, who had been watching the performance, sprang up. He went to the actor who played Kaiki, crying out, "You wretch!" And was about to burn the actor's face with a torch. He was a very pious man. After finishing his ablutions, he would stand in the water and meditate on the deity, reciting the invocation, "I meditate on thee," of red hue and 4 faces, while tears streamed down his cheeks. When my father walked along the lanes of the village wearing his wooden sandals, the shopkeepers would stand up out of respect and say, "There he comes." When he bathed in the Haldar Pakor, the villagers would not have the courage to get into the water. Before bathing, they would inquire if he had finished his bath. When my father chanted the name of Raghuvir, his chest would turn crimson. This also happened to me. When I saw the cows at Vrindavan returning from the pasture, I was transported into a divine mood and my body became red. Very strong was the faith of the people in those days. One hears that God used to dance then, taking the form of Kali, while the devotee clapped his hands keeping time. A Hatha yogi was staying in the hut at the Panchavati. Ramprasana, the son of Krishnakishore of Aryadaha, and several other men had become his devotees. The yogi needed 25 rupees a month for his milk and opium. So Ramprasana had requested Sri Ramakrishna to speak to his devotees about the yogi and get some money. The master said to several devotees, "A Hatha yogi has come to the Panchavati. Go and visit him. See what sort of man he is." Young man of 27 or 28, known as Thakur Dada, entered the room with a few friends and saluted the master. He lived at Baranagar and was the son of a Brahmin Pundit. He was practicing the Kathakata in order to earn money to meet his family's expenses. At one time he had been seized with the spirit of renunciation and had gone away from his family. Even now he practiced spiritual discipline at home. "Master, have you come on foot? Where do you live?" "Dada, yes, sir. I have walked from home. I live at Baranagar." "Master, have you come here for any particular purpose?" "Dada, I have come here to visit you. I pray to God. But why do I suffer now and then from worries? For a few days I feel very happy. Why do I feel restless afterwards?" "Master, I see. Things have not been fitted quite exactly. The machine works smoothly if the mechanic fits the cogs of the wheels correctly. In your case there is an obstruction somewhere." "Dada, yes, sir. That must be so." "Master, are you initiated?" "Dada, yes, sir." "Master, do you have faith in your mantra?" A friend of Thakur Dada said that the latter could sing well. The master asked him to sing. Thakur Dada sang, "I shall become a yogi and dwell in love's mountain cave. I shall be lost in yoga beside the fountainhead of bliss. I shall appease my hunger for knowledge with the fruit of truth. I shall worship the feet of God with the flower of dispassion. I shall not seek a well to slake the burning thirst of my heart, but I shall draw the water of peace into the jar of my soul. Drinking the glorious nectar of thy blessed lotus feet, I shall both laugh and dance and weep and sing on the heights of joy." "Master, ah, what a nice song. Fountainhead of bliss, fruit of truth, laugh and dance and weep and sing. Your song tastes very sweet to me. Why should you worry? Pleasure and pain are inevitable in the life of the world. One suffers now and then from a little worry and trouble. A man living in a room full of soot cannot avoid being a little stained." "Dada, please tell me what I should do now." "Master, chant the name of Hari morning and evening, clapping your hands. Come once more when my arm is healed a bit." Mahamacharan entered the room and saluted the master. Sri Ramakrishna said to him, "Ah, he has sung a nice song. Please sing it again." Thakur Dada repeated the song. "Master, to Mahima, please recite that verse. The one about devotion to Hari." Mahamacharan recited, quoting from the Narada Pancharatra. What need is there of penance if God is worshipped with love? What is the use of penance if God is not worshipped with love? What need is there of penance if God is seen within and without? What is the use of penance if God is not seen within and without? Master, recite that part also, obtain from him the love of God. Mahima recited, O Brahman, O my child, cease from practicing further penances. Hasten to Sankara, the ocean of heavenly wisdom. Obtain from him the love of God, the pure love praised by devotees, which snaps in twain the shackles that bind you to the world. Master, yes, Sankara will bestow the love of God. Mahima, one who is free from bondage is the eternal Shiva. Master, shame, hatred, fear, hesitation, these are the shackles. What do you say? Mahima, yes, sir, and also the desire to conceal, and shrinking before praise. Quote,